Shalom, beloved, and hopefully everyone's doing wonderful on this fine Shabbat. I was sitting here talking to my wife, and we were talking about the anointed, right? The anointed. And, being around people that have been in mainstream religion all their life, Christianity, I've heard the term about, I've heard the term being Christ-like, right? The anointed ones, they are Christ-like. Even though most of these people really, they don't follow Hamashiach, right? But again, it got me thinking. It just got me thinking, looking at the principles, looking at the culture, looking at the law, right? Looking at the customs, looking at how the Most High set things in motion in nature. It really got me thinking, We know the forefather Yaakov, right? Jacob, who became Israel. The seed, right? The seed from his loin, the seed of the house of Israel. We know Hamashiach was the cream of the crop. He was the best. He was the best the Most High can get, right? He was the best of the nation of Israel. Being that the Most High is the husbandman, we were spread, again, throughout the four corners of the earth. That's what the husbandman do. He spread seed. And we are the house of Israel. And again, it got me thinking about all these principles, what a husband would do, right? A husbandman would spread seed. I've done this in my own garden. I spread seed, right, around the garden, and I'm looking for the best fruit. That's what we do during first fruit. We offer the best fruit to the Most High. We give the Most High the best of the best. That's what the forefather Yaakov did when he left his uncle Laban. He gave Laban the best of the best. This is also why Cain's offering was not accepted, because he did not give the Most High the best. So when you look at our people, when you look at us as a people, are we giving the Most High our best? Again, I'm not trying to criticize anybody's beliefs, you know what I'm saying? But if we're going to follow the pattern, if we're going to follow the culture, if we're going to follow the customs, if we're going to follow the law, right? We have to give the Most High the best. But people just want to believe, right? People just want to but that's not the way the principles operate. It's not the culture. It's not the customs. And, when we are amongst thorns and thistles. We are the seed of the house of Israel. We are going to be tried. We're going to go through stresses. Our captivity, again, it was not just about punishment. It's about endurance. It's about yielding the best of the best, right? Being amongst not only the thorns and thistles, but being, in soil that's not fertile. I've seen it. I've seen it even in my own garden. When I'm planting seeds, right? When I'm getting the fruit from said plants, I would extract, seeds from certain fruit, vegetables, or what have you. Flowers, right? What have you. But then when I plant those seeds, some of those seeds are gonna fall into soil that's not fertile. Some of those seeds may not even germinate, and those that germinate, they still have to go through the other challenges, right? They have to deal with the elements, the wind. I've seen where certain plants would wither away because the wind was a little bit too strong for them. Some of them, they would, hold ground. They would hold firm. They would get stronger. Some would wither away because the sun, right? The sun was too harsh for them. Again, some of them going to get stronger. They're going to make the adjustments. I have a pear, what you call it, a tomato pear plant, and that pear tomato plant has been producing for the last 3 years, over and over, and it's getting stronger and stronger because it has adapted, it has adjusted, it has gotten stronger because it knows the environment. Again, our captivity. It's not just about punishment. It's about being strong in the environment. Again, there's many other principles. Again, once I sit back and I got out of religion, right, and I let the book say what the book says, the book is going to answer itself because it's rooted in the culture, it's rooted in nature, it's rooted in the customs, it's rooted in the law. But when you have nothing of substance, you just that's what you get nothing. Like the old saying, nothing from nothing gets nothing, right? Again, that's a whole nother paradigm. I could go down a rabbit hole with, but not today. But anyway, but I'll praise the Most High. Like I said, once you see it, again, it's rooted into the culture, into the customs, right? We would offer the first fruit. He's looking for the best of the best. Israel is, not just a people, right? He's not looking just for Israel. He's looking for the best in Israel, the chosen, right? The very best. With that being said, as usual, peace, love. Shalom.